Most people start their day reaching for that cup of coffee, believing it will give them a focus boost. In working with hundreds of lab datasets and coaching thousands of men, one pattern showed up again and again. And today, I'll walk you through the research behind coffee timing, hormone response, and metabolism, and show you how a few targeted adjustments can shift your morning from reactive to optimized. Here are 5 research-informed rules to convert your morning coffee into a metabolic asset rather than a hormonal liability. Rule number 1, wait 90 minutes after waking. Because cortisol peaks shortly after waking, delaying your coffee allows the natural hormonal surge to complete and your body's alertness systems to stabilize. Empirically, delaying coffee until cortisol is lower may reduce the added stress signal from caffeine. Anecdotally, and in some blogs, 60 to 120 minutes post-waking is suggested. For example, if you wake at 7 a.m., consider your first cup around 8:30 or 9 a.m. This helps alertness come from natural cortisol plus caffeine, not just caffeine in isolation. It helps avoid excessive cortisol or sympathetic drive early when your body is already in activation. And it helps potentially improve insulin response. Rule 2, choose clean, low toxin coffee. Coffee is more than caffeine. The beans contain polyphenols and antioxidants and more. These compounds are linked to improved hepatic health, lipid metabolism, and reduced oxidative stress. But many commercial coffees are exposed to pesticides, mycotoxins, and plastic residues. Chronic low-grade exposure may contribute to inflammation, which in turn can blunt insulin signaling and fat oxidation. Therefore, opting for organic, single origin, mold-controlled, shade-grown, medium roast is not just health marketing, it's about reducing upstream inflammatory stress. One interesting note, medium roast coffee may retain higher levels of chlorogenic acid, which has been shown to enhance fat oxidation and improve glucose metabolism in some human trials. Rule number 3, hydrate before you caffeinate. Caffeine has a mild diuretic effect. Starting your day in a mildly dehydrated state compounds stress physiology. Dehydration increases blood viscosity, triggers sympathetic activation, and may amplify the caffeine plus cortisol effect. As soon as you wake, drink 500 to 600 milliliters of mineral-rich water, optionally with a pinch of sea salt or trace minerals to restore electrolyte balance. Then wait until your planned coffee time 90 minutes post-waking. This ensures your body is in a hydrated basal state rather than one stressed by dehydration plus stimulants. Rule number 4, keep additives clean. We often focus on the coffee bean, but what you add to your coffee matters just as much for metabolism and hormones. Many healthy coffee creamers contain seed oils, gums, synthetic emulsifiers, sweeteners, or flavorings that provoke insulin response, alter gut microbiome signaling, or increase oxidative stress. Research confirms that additives account for many of the coffee fails, which reverse the metabolic benefits. If you want creaminess, choose grass-fed butter, ghee, MCT oil, or a good full-fat milk, all without added sugars or industrial seed oils. Black coffee remains the cleanest metabolic option. Rule number 5, set a caffeine curfew. Caffeine's half-life is 6 to 8 hours. So if you drink caffeine at, say, 3 p.m., half of it may still be active in your system at 9 to 11 p.m., which can interfere with melatonin production, sleep quality, and the next day's hormonal rhythm. Poor sleep leads to elevated next day cortisol, greater hunger, worse insulin sensitivity, and reduced fat oxidation. For most people, avoid caffeine within 8 hours of bedtime. If you go to sleep at 10 or 11 p.m., that means your last cup should be no later than 2 to 3 p.m. Better sleep means better hormonal recovery equals better morning energy plus improved fat metabolism. Rule number 6, a bonus rule. Align your caffeine intake with your activity. If you train in the morning, caffeine can support performance, fat oxidation, and neuromuscular output. For example, a study of resistance-trained men found that 3 milligrams per kilo of caffeine in the morning improved muscle strength and power compared to the placebo. Therefore, if you train 60 to 90 minutes after waking, one strategy is this. Hydrate first, then delay coffee till 15 to 30 minutes before training, assuming you're past your cortisol peak window. This will mean caffeine supports training rather than suppresses the hormonal recovery. In this way, coffee becomes a tool, not a crutch. If your metabolism were the campfire, coffee is either the match that lights it or the gust of wind that snuffs it out. The difference isn't the bean, it's how you light it, when, and what fuel you pour on top. If you've been stuck in energy crashes, plateaued fat loss, or hormonal fog, it's often not a lack of willpower, it's suboptimal timing, the wrong additives, and misguided common advice that treats coffee like a stimulant instead of a hormonal lever. Now let's cover some of the main questions about coffee. Can I drink coffee before my workout? Yes, absolutely. If you're already past the 90-minute post-wake timing, black coffee 15 to 30 minutes pre-training can enhance performance, fat oxidation, and focus. If you train immediately upon waking, you may still benefit, but be aware you're using caffeine to compensate for cortisol peak and may want to hydrate and fuel lightly first. What about decaf? Decaf retains most of the beneficial polyphenols and antioxidants of coffee. So yes, it still adds value. Without caffeine, you lose the stimulant / metabolic boost, but you maintain insulin and inflammation modulating compounds. Decaf is an excellent choice for later in the day or for caffeine sensitive individuals. To conclude this training, coffee isn't the enemy, but how you drink it and when you drink it will determine its benefits or negatives. If you enjoyed this training, then please click subscribe for more videos like this and continue on to the next video where I talk about the top-down method which heals your gut from the inside out.